Hey guys, current energies check-ins for the weekend. We had close to a shit show for today's video, in the sense of we had all the animals here just a minute ago, until Felix decided I was just here to eat something and then I'm out. So I'm like, okay, you're out. And then until Blue decided I was just here to check out if the cats left any food for me. So then he was out. Because, no. So we have left Kai. Right there. He's going to start speaking to Juno anytime now. There he goes. How did I know? Directly at her. Juno up there. Cosmo. I saw a little head somewhere. Cosmo. Somewhere. So we have 3 out of the 5. So we may not have a shit show. Depending on how Kai does, he has to talk to Juno all the time. He has to be in her face. He has to go everywhere she goes, right behind her and sniff. He worships the fuck out of her to the point of obsessive. So when she treats him with bitch please, because that's kind of how it goes even in life, right? You're in someone's ass all the time, they'll be like, no. That's what she does. She hisses. And then he gets aggravated, and then he gets worse. And, that's my babies. Nah, just them two have that dynamic. But it's fine. He tries to dominate her, all the animal things. She's not letting him. The more she's not letting him, the worse he gets. Anyways, so mama's gotta be around sometimes when they get like that. Other times, they just walk by each other, they don't give a shit, but most of the time she's kind of obsessive there, and I don't know why. What is that in him? Yeah. So he wants to get closer and closer. She hisses. Baba, she just hissed. Okay, lay down. Nope, we're not doing that. She's not going to pay more attention to you because you get aggravated. Quite the opposite, okay? There we go. She hisses, he does that. Don't even try. I see you looking at her, and I see how you look at her. Look at you. Look at you. Little Jack in the Box. What did you guys do to my pillow? My good vibes pillow, it's cockeyed. I'm not surprised with... Bloopty, that's my shoe. That's Mama's shoe. We don't know. It's good where it's at. Are you bored? I need you guys to function one at a time. I can't... Yeah, no, yeah, it's no. We leave it there. Yeah. Welcome to my life. Speaking of... I'm not fucking surprised my life is like this. Dream. Last night. I was walking. Yeah, go sleep, Bubba. I was walking on these streets that looked or felt European style, kind of like when I was walking the streets of my hometown and, back home. It's very similar to that. Not exactly that. I wasn't back home, but I was somewhere, I don't know where. European style, like streets. And I'm walking and I'm kind of, almost looking like I'm walking my dog, like the feel of it, right? And I do have an animal with me, which, is my dog. But then I look, and it was a saber tooth that I was walking, but it was mine. It was my dog, apparently. And we were walking and just chilling. And then I'm like, oh, I gotta be somewhere, so I gotta drop you off. And I drop the saber-tooth tiger. I drop it at a house that had like this big ass pen in which there was a huge polar bear. So that's where I dropped him off. Hey, drop. What are we doing? You think I'm distracted here and I don't pay attention to you? I pay attention to myself. No. Do not. Blue. You too. We're gonna put you all in the same pen with the fucking polar bear. They both stopped. What do I do now? No, no, teeth off. You haven't done that in months. Why now? Because Mama's working and she's entertaining and she's occupied and she can't pay attention. No chewing on your paw. Hey, not my slipper. Okay, whatever. Chew on it. He stopped. Reverse psychology. So I dropped a saber-tooth in the polar bear pen. I'm not sure what happened. Hopefully they were friends. I can't tell, but I needed to be someplace else. And I got to this someplace else place, which was modern times. I wasn't in, I don't fucking know. It was a venue-like thing, and I had met with some people that I told them, hey, I just dreamt about this last night, and that's actually true. The night before, in reality of me, I did have a dream that was the same environment, same people. The venue place looked a little bit different initially, but the second dream, I remembered the first dream. So that was fun. And then I woke up. Don't even ask. I don't fucking know. Okay, I don't know what's up with the dreams. I'm having fun with them though. They're fun. Who the fuck walks their saber-toothed tiger on the streets of Europe like something? I fucking know. Cosmo was almost here. I think she's preoccupied with the chipmunk. Yeah, as long as he sleeps, he's gonna be fine, then she's fine. So I kept you entertained until they fell asleep. Blue fell asleep with his head on my slipper. I think we did good. I think we did good. Cosmo's the only one that's... I'm not sure what she's looking for. Hopefully she's not gonna start pulling on the wires of the camera, because she stopped doing that for a while, but you never know. But anyways, that's about it, I think. I don't have... Oh, we had a nasty weather type situation. Not so nasty that we didn't have it before necessarily, in the sense that high winds, it wasn't tornado-like, but, you know, very tornado-like looking. And it was fine, you know, nothing unusual. Found branches in my backyard and all that. I took Blue out afterwards, and branches all over the neighborhood, some bigger, some smaller. But the house at the corner, they had a massive chunk of a tree fall right on top of their garage, and I so wanted to stop when I was out with Blue. I so wanted to stop, and they're too far down the street, so we don't really interact. We just say hi, bye. I so wanted to stop to ask if they need anything, but they had like 5 cars pulled up and all of that to assist them with all that mess. And also, they have 2 pit bulls that Blue is sometimes... the girl, he has no issue with. The boy... But the boy wants to play with Blue, but Blue doesn't know that. He takes it as, oh, you said something to me. Anyway, so I didn't know where the dogs were. Hopefully they were inside, because they're good like that with their dogs. They're not just letting them loose all the time, but they are... they have an invisible fence, so they're mostly outside a lot of the times. But during storms, I've never seen them outside, so hopefully the dogs are fine. But it was this big chunk of a massive, massive tree and it kind of ripped in half, and part of it fell on top of their garage, their driveway. Like, I could barely see the front of their entrance to their house. So it's horrific. And I really wanted to stop and ask, but then again, I saw a lot of people there kind of trying to help out or trying to figure out what the hell happened. So I'm like, you know, I'm not gonna stop right now. Maybe some other time when I'm not with Blue. But I think they have it figured out, because by today a big chunk of it was moved. Not the garage part. I think, you know, there's other implications for that, because the garage was affected, almost crushed. At least the cars were in the garage, so they weren't on the driveway. So that's good, because it's just the roof of the garage. That's, anyways. Yeah, we're expecting some more of that today. There's a lot of trees around here, that's for sure, and old trees. And some of them I can see they're kind of. So any kind of wind might create a little bit of. Okay, so Cosmo's out and about. There's a little butt in there. He fell asleep. She fell asleep. He looks like he's smiling. Yeah, he's sleeping under his love. I don't understand the obsession, man. Blue has one paw on my slipper, his head next to it. It's like nobody will get this ever from me. Okay. I think we're good. Yeah, other than that, everything's fine. Squirrels are fine. Chipmunks are fine. I filled up their feeders. Birds are not coming back again because, I don't know, maybe they're upset because they ran one day without my food. But I think they shouldn't, because I also have fountain and water, and it's very, very hot and humid out there. And it's going to storm again, so by the end of this, we might disrupt this program. Depending on how nasty it gets. Yesterday I had to get out of this room because it was getting really weird out there, and I do have this oak tree that's really close to here, so I'm like, yeah, everybody out. Anyways, we're good. We're good. We're good to start. Current energy check-ins for the weekend. I'll be looking into each sign individually by elements: earth signs, fire signs, air signs, and water signs. It'll be quick, to the point, no clarification. Whatever comes out, comes out. No extended for the Friday videos. I'll be looking into where you're at energetically in regards to another energy, which could be that of a person, a situation, whatever you got going on, where the other energy is at in regards to where the connected energies are at, and then I'll be pulling some cards from the universe for each of you. Timestamps will be below in the description box, in the comment section, on the play bar. They will only work properly once the premiere of this video is done. So if you're here Friday morning Central Time, in between 9 and 11ish, chances are you're watching the premiere of this, so the timestamps will not work properly during that time. Once the premiere is done, the video will upload to YouTube. That's when everything's gonna fall into place. Roles can be reversed. And that's it, I think. Anyways, earth signs, Capricorn. Alrighty, on your side, you got the Seven of Swords, the Knight of Swords, the Magician. There's a little bit of back and forth here. Like, you seem, on the surface at least, you seem that you're very determined here to get something done. Like, this is what I want to do. And again, on the surface, it looks like, yeah, that's exactly what you're shooting for. There's a lot of hesitation, though, underneath the surface. So even though you may look like you've got a handle on things, there's a part of you, a big chunk of you, that's kind of pulling you back. while you move forward here. The energy attached to you, the Seven of Wands, the King of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles. I mean, whoever this is definitely giving me a sense of partnering up here, potentially with you. But they have resistance to that. So it's not really... Both of you have a sense of something that's pulling you back from this. You know, in different ways, but ultimately it's kind of the same gist. For the connection, the Hierophant, the Three of Wands, the Eight of Pentacles. I don't know, do you gotta get together with somebody to do something, to get something done? Because it feels like this should have been done a while ago. It's one of those where... I don't know, something needs to get done almost. And it's like neither of you have time, or both of you are delaying, or life happens, and then you end up, you know, months or years pass by, and it's like, oh, we still didn't do that, you know? It feels like one of those. So, I don't know if you're doing it this weekend with this type of little bit of resistance here. Let me see what the universe has as a final advice. The Devil, the King of Pentacles, the Seven of Wands. No. I mean, you might end up working on something here, but it's with resistance. So what the end result of that, I wouldn't imagine it being the best if it's created through resistance. You know, as far as you're concerned, you're showing up super clear here, saying, I don't want to. Well, then don't. I gotta. Why? Because we gotta finish up what we started. Do you, though? You know, aren't you better off not finishing if there's so much resistance and so much to it? I don't know. Anyways, moving on to Taurus. Okay, it's that type of a weather. I love this type of weather that just makes you want to sleep all day. No, I do not, actually, because it really does make me want to sleep all day. On your side, you get the Ten of Swords, the Two of Cups, the Ten of Cups. Wait, hold on. Why? Okay, so you're showing me here something you really care about, something you really are fond of, at least. It's not working out. You're saying no, it's not gonna go. It's not gonna happen. But like in the energies, it's the best. It's partnering up with somebody or seeing somebody or things like that. But like energetically speaking, it's like, oh my god, I can't wait. It's the best thing ever, and and then you're like, no, And then the energy attached to you, the Justice card, the Knight of Cups, the Death card, same for them. It's like, yeah, the best thing ever, but nope. Why? Why is this not coming together? Energetically speaking, it wants to, for sure. Physically speaking, on both ends, I see a little bit of, nope. For the connection, the Knight of Wands, the Six of Pentacles, the Six of Swords. And you're both the same kind of approach to the situation. Man, I so want to, but like maybe some other time. Not right now. It's a definite no when I look at you individually. When I put you in the connection there, it's kind of like it would be so much fun to get this done, to have this put together, but maybe at a later time. What are people doing? Why are you busy this weekend? Last weekend nobody was in the mood. This weekend everybody's busy with something else. I don't fucking know. From the universe for you, as a final advice, you get the 5 of Swords, the Magician, the Page of Wands. Look, priorities, right? Do you care about this or as much as you say you do, or you don't? Basically, because if you do care about this, and if this is a matter of time, of I don't have time this week, you'll make time, right? We make time for the things we care about. Because it's coming in with deception. It's kind of like the universe is seeing that you really, 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 really want for something to happen, and then you're like saying, nope, it's not going to happen. So the universe is calling it out there, being like it's deceptive, you know? Then why do you want this so much if you're cutting it off? You know what I mean? So, I don't know. But that's it. Moving on to Virgo. I really want to go to bed. Oh my god. I can just imagine that. You know, heavy blanket on top of me. I mean, but the problem is I just woke up. I just had breakfast. Shit. I mean, that's not a problem. But anyways, on your side you get the Ace of Cups, the Nine of Swords, the Four of Pentacles. There is the availability. There's an energy of a brand new beginning here, and it looks beautiful and it feels beautiful. You're stressed out about something though when it comes up, and when it comes to that, it's almost like, well, do I trust it? Do I not? Do I? Well, is it here? Do you feel it? Yes. And then, you know, then what's all the stress about? Well, I don't know. I don't know if I should believe it. I don't know if, well, is it here? Yeah, then believe it. It's here. Then it's happening, right? Because it feels like you keep on hanging on to some sort of stressful energy that's just kind of messing with this whole beautiful energy that I'm seeing here. The energy attached to you, the Three of Wands, the Three of Swords, the Justice card. Somebody's working on something quite painful here. It's somebody that is attached to you, and I see them going through something a little bit painful, but they're working on it. They even kind of come in with the sense of, I got it, you know, I got it, I'm good. Okay, keeping it steady. Okay. The energy for the connection, the Three of Pentacles, the Page of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like this is a functional type of a partnership, whatever this is. You know, you're showing up with feeling this awesome energy of something fresh here, while you can't help but stressing about who knows what that's kind of interfering with you just being present and being in the flow. But it is what it is. They're kind of working on their own things that they're trying to not let that interfere here within this dynamic. So it's looking like a dynamic that's working, you know, slowly but surely progressing, moving forward towards where it needs to go. It's looking okay. Let me see what the universe has as a final advice for you. The universe is calling you guys out like crazy today. The Four of Cups, the Ace of Wands, the Five of Swords. The universe is saying, again, calling you out, saying it's deceptive to be upset about something that might or might not happen. And the universe is right. You know? First of all, it's preventing you from being present with what's really at play. And second of all, it keeps you constantly stressed about things that, again, might or might not happen. Most of them don't, the things that we think are going to happen. So why would you kind of do that to yourself, you know? But that's it. Cosmo disappear again? Moving on to fire signs, Aries. All right, on your side, you get the King of Swords, the Four of Wands, the Magician. All right. You know what you want, basically. And you're not telling me exactly what that is. You're just showing up as, I know exactly what I want, especially out of a partnership you're dealing with. I know exactly what I want, and that's kind of my goal here, to pursue things from that angle of the clarity I have for especially in regards to a partnership. Okay, cool. The energy attached to you, the Page of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles, the Five of Wands. It is good that you know what you want, because they have no fucking clue what they want. So they're kind of like, one day they want this, the next day they want the opposite of that. Like, no, I want to show up for something, and then, no, I don't. I'm gonna do this on my own, whatever, blah, blah. So they're always kind of going through this continuous inner conflict that presents outside of themselves, too. And it's gonna create a lot of confusion for them, for probably the whole situation that they're involved in here. Because you're probably gonna look at this energy, and you're gonna be like, can you make up your mind, you know, already? But for the connection, the Wheel of Fortune, the Six of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands. Oh. Okay, things might stabilize for a split second here. I don't see it lasting though, but I do see things turning around into a place of balance for a split second. You know, and I'm not sure, it could be you that's making that happen too. Somehow, by doing something. The instability within this whole dynamic is coming definitely from them, because they can't make up their mind where they want to stand here. But once they do for a little bit, it could feel that things are, at least we know what's up here, you know? So things are going to feel a little more stable here for a split second at some point. Let me see what the universe has as a final advice for you. It's I can't get rid of this. The universe keeps on calling you guys out. The Devil, the Five of Swords, the Three of Pentacles. There's something quite unhealthy and quite deceptive about this whole dynamic. And I mean, you could say the unhealthy part definitely comes from the fact that there's one stable energy and one that's completely the opposite of stable. And that in itself is going to take things off balance there, big time. And that would create something unhealthy. There's something rooted within this dynamic here that seems to be not great. So even if things, let's say, do turn more stable for a split second, because again, I don't see that lasting necessarily, the stability when it does come in. It's like at the root of all of this, there's still that sense of instability and unhealthiness. So I don't know. I think it's one of those that will reveal itself in time as you work through whatever this is. But yeah, that's it. Moving on to Leo. On your side, you get the Page of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, the Four of Cups. You're coming through as being very clear in maybe how you express yourself, in how you present a situation here, whatever it is. Like there's 100% clarity on your end. And you're also coming in as being a little bit upset because you're not necessarily being perceived as clear, even though you know you're very clear. So you're like, the energy attached to you, the Six of Wands, the Two of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, this energy agrees. It's like, yeah, there is clarity here. I get it. No, and I'm glad there is clarity here. But, so they have a little bit of, it's almost like they can't help but complicate things a little bit. It's like, no, I get it. It's clear. But, it's like, but what? If it's clear, but what? What is it? What is the but about? They don't know. They just throw it in there as a sense of, I don't know, just not trusting something. What don't they trust? Because the lacking of trust, I don't see it within you. So what don't they trust? Nothing. I don't know. For the most part, they're showing up in an okay energy, but then they're coming in with that sense of, but, still. Okay. For the connection, the Hermit, the Eight of Wands, the Two of Cups. It's like needing confirmation over and over again, needing that reassurance, And I don't think you would be the one under these energies. I don't think you would be the one that has that reassurance for somebody every 5 minutes. I think you say it once and done. You're like, okay, this is what I said, this is what I meant. And then 10 minutes later, they're like, okay, but can you repeat that? It would make me feel so much better just knowing that you said it again. Like, no, no, I'm not gonna. So, yeah, there's a little bit of conflicting energies there, here and there. Overall, in the bigger picture, I think it's okay. Whatever you're doing, whatever you're saying, I think it's accepted, and I think you're kind of moving forward from that. I see the sky getting very dark there in front of me. It's gonna get behind me at some point, but I know we have another round coming today of winds and storms and anyways. From the universe, you get the Two of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, the Star. Yeah, things are looking pretty good. Things are looking from good to even better. So it's just these little, like why the lack of trust and why the need for validation or reassurance or, things like that. Those are the only issues here. Other than that, the energies are laid out pretty clear, straightforward. So whatever's going on here is going on despite the little, but, things like that. But anyways, moving on to Sagittarius. It's fascinating seeing the trees in the wind, especially the really tall ones, and how they bend. On your side, you get the Eight of Cups, the Two of Cups, the Seven of Wands. You're tired of something. Something is going back and forth, and so are your emotions when it comes to this situation where you feel like one day you really, really care about someone. The next day is like, I don't want to even see their face ever again. And then the next day is like, but no, because I care for them. And I feel like you don't want that anymore. You're tired of feeling this whole back and forth. You're like, nope. No, this doesn't feel good to me. The energy attached to you, the Nine of Swords, the Three of Swords, the Two of Swords, the worst swords they could get. This is a whole lot of mess. There's a lot of pain, in the middle of it all for them, and they just don't know how to handle it, and they're just making it worse for themselves, in the sense of, instead of dealing with that pain and healing through that pain, they complicate the shit out of that pain, and it just gets bigger and bigger, and ultimately they don't know what the fuck to do anymore. For the connection, the Page of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, the Page of Wands. This is someone you're working with on something. These are not great energies to be working with somebody on something. Maybe you're both going through a little something personal. Hopefully it's not, you know, being put together here. But, I don't know. In the connection, it doesn't look bad. It's looking like, you know, you're on your personal journey of dealing with something. They're on their own personal journey of dealing with something. And when it's about, you know, working on something together, you can show up for that, even if not with everything you've got, with the best you got, you know. So it's not looking necessarily bad. It's looking doable, as long as it's, you know, acknowledged that, hey, my own personal journey is this one, your own is that one. They kind of suck right now, but it's okay. You know, they'll get prettier. I don't know, but from the universe, you get the Seven of Swords, the King of Cups, the Judgment card. It just gives you the... it makes you feel back and forth. It makes you feel not steady, not stable in your desires here, in whatever it is that this experience is for you. It makes you feel, again, that one day you want to run for the hills, the next day you are here with an open heart. So it's like, the fuck do I want at the end of the day out of this, you know? So again, it's making you question things, which is not a bad thing, because that means healing on your end. Again, bringing up your personal journey. But yeah, and that's it. Moving on to air signs, Libra. On your side, you get the Moon, the Queen of Swords, the Justice card. You look so damn good in your energy. It's not even funny. It's coming in as one of those, what's your secret? I'm not going to say. I don't know, because there seems to be a secret that's keeping you steady here. But it's definitely coming through as, what's your secret? I'm not going to say. You'll have to figure it out on your own. Why aren't you saying? You look just steady, balanced, good, clear, you know, like keeping it together. You look it. Now, I don't know if that could also be, you know, that could also, the Moon could also represent a sense of, well, maybe you're not as steady as you make it look. Maybe you're actually quite struggling. I don't know, because I'm not clarifying, so I can't tell. But the energy attached to you, the Ace of Pentacles, the Lovers, the Four of Pentacles. Ooh, somebody's really determined and potentially even perseverant. There's a sense of, look, I want to do this with you. And you would be like, can't you do it with that other person? No, nope, it has to be you. Nope. Nobody else. With you and only you, and I'm gonna do this. I don't know what the fuck they're doing here, but it has to be with you. Okay, for the connection, the World card, the Hermit, the Ten of Pentacles. Look, there's something nice going on here. There's definitely an ending of a cycle of some sort that has to do with your stability, and then whatever this energy that's quite persistent here is coming in and saying as a new chapter, whatever they're bringing in, it all kind of ties together. So as you end a cycle, you potentially are starting a new one. It is related to your stability. It does look good, though, in the energies. It does look like a natural, organic kind of a passing from one cycle to the other. You know, and you seem to have it all together without revealing any kind of secrets of how you're keeping it together. So, it's, you know, it's good. Let me see what the universe has as the final advice. The Eight of Cups, the Justice card, the Queen of Wands. Okay, there's an interesting tone to you here. There's a little bit of a fun energy to you on the surface. It feels like you can't really connect deeply to yourself for some reason. Not at this moment in time, at least. Maybe you don't want to. Maybe you want to keep it simple and up there to the surface for a little bit. I don't know, because I see you in the middle of it all, and I'm like, you're showing up as, I know what I'm doing. I'm like, okay, so I'm not even gonna... Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes you just want to chill a little bit and deal with light, easy energies. And maybe that's what you're doing here. Because attending to these cycles, closing and opening and all of that, you would have to kind of sink a little deeper than that. So maybe you just need a little bit of a break. You know, you need a weekend of, I'm just going to drink margaritas and lay in the sun. I don't know. But you just don't want to go too deep into things. You just want to keep it simple. Okay. Cool. But that's it. Moving on to Aquarius. And then you see these babies sleeping like babies, and it's like, should I move? Maybe I should move the couches from there back here like I had it before. And then from time to time I do some readings, and then I take a nap, and then I do some readings, and then, yeah, maybe I should do that. I think I'll do that. Why the fuck not? Aquarius, let's see what you got going on. On your side, you get the Emperor, the Ace of Wands, the Four of Cups. Hold on. What are you doing? What are you doing here? You're doing something that feels 100% right to you. It does upset you, whatever it is. It's upsetting even to you, and it could be upsetting to others too. But even to you, it's like, I really don't want to be doing this, but you are. You are, because you're coming in with the strong energy of, it feels 100% aligned with you, and you're like, fuck this shit, I'm doing it. But I really don't want to be doing it. Okay. The energy attached to you, the Knight of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles, the Five of Wands. Ooh, you're dealing with somebody that's like, oh yeah? You did that? Okay. I'll do this then. You know, in retaliation. I don't fucking... they're not taking it as intended. They're not taking it as you're doing something, even though it's hard for you, even though it's not something you would like to do, you're kind of forced to do something that feels 100% right to you. Well, they're taking it as a challenge rather than seeing it as, hey, you're doing something for you here. No, they're taking it as, oh yeah? Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. I'll show up for this. Don't you worry about it. So they're taking it as a challenge, unfortunately. But I don't think that's what it's meant to be. I don't think that's how you're coming at this. I don't know. Maybe it is. For the connection, the Temperance card, the Two of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles. This looks like a situation in which nobody did shit about shit for a very long time. It's one of those something's gotta give. Somebody's gotta do something. Something's gotta get done. When you finally do it, it starts World War III. I don't fucking know. But, let's see what the universe has as a final advice. The Four of Cups, the Eight of Swords, the Three of Wands. You've been upset for a very long time. I don't know. Maybe you are acting from the fact that you're upset. Maybe you've had a little bit of an altercation with someone, a little bit of a conflict, a little bit of this, that, and the other. And now, after some time has passed, because you're still upset about what happened, you're like, oh, okay, I'm opening this back up. And, you know, there's a lot of ego clashing type of a dynamic here. So there's a lot of, whichever one of you would open this back up, the other one will retaliate. Because that's how they take it, as a challenge, as a, oh, okay. You know, instead of, hey, we fucked up a while ago, someone should address that, but when somebody does, it's no good, because it's like, oh, you're challenging me. Yeah. So, I don't fucking know what this is, but you're finally doing something. But I think you know it's gonna kind of result into this. But anyways, moving on to Gemini. She keeps on sleeping between my legs, but I think we found a way around it where I'm so used to it by now that it doesn't really, I just kind of wiggle around her and she just, okay. I fucking adore her. On your side, you get the Eight of Swords, the Queen of Cups, the King of Swords. You're as clear as you are about something, that's how confused you are too. Like, there's clarity in your mind, there's love in your heart for a situation, but right now you seem to be confused out of your mind about a particular situation. And you can't figure it out. You can't, it's like, I just want to figure it out, but I can't. Okay. The energy attached to you, the Two of Cups, the Ten of Cups, the Seven of Swords. Yeah, this wouldn't make sense to the logical mind. This looks like an energy of, there's love here, there's everything that somebody could ever want here, and they're just going to walk away from that. You know, so it's like you saying and feeling all the love in the world in a situation and being like, oh my God, this is the best life I could possibly get. Bye. I'm going to go away from it. So if you look at whatever's going on here, then yeah, the mind can't make sense of that. You know, it doesn't make sense. For the for the connection, you get the Ten of Wands, the Three of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles. I don't know what this is. It is a partnership of some sort. It is kind of moving forward, kind of progressing in its growth, but like with bumps, and this is one of the bumps. It's like if somebody's saying, hey, I care for this deeply, but then their actions show the opposite, then what the fuck are we doing here? You know? So this is a pretty tough and painful bump in the road for whatever this is. It is still moving forward, though. It is still moving. The energy of this partnership, whatever this is. Let me see what the universe has as a final advice for you. The Judgment card, the Seven of Swords, the Two of Wands. I think when things get like this, a little bumpy, a little tricky, I think you're just giving some space and time to this whole, to yourself first, and to this whole, when things get very, very hard to understand for you and kind of get you into this place of you think you're going nuts, you might just give it some space. This whole situation altogether is like, I need some time away here. So, cool. The that's it. Moving on to water signs, Pisces. On your side, you get the 8 of Pentacles, the 4 of Pentacles, the 5 of Swords. You're working on something. The only thing that's a little problematic here is that you're very stubborn here. You're like, it's okay to work on something here, whatever this is, and to be invested and to be, but when you get too stubborn about it and too like, oh my God, this is the most important thing in my life and I'm never going to stop working on it. That's the energy where it looks a little bit deceptive. It's like, okay, you're allowed to work on something here. Watch your push, you know, your grab onto whatever this is, because that's a little too much. It just creates a little bit of imbalance here. You know, because the energy attached to you, the 6 of Cups, the Page of Pentacles, the 3 of Swords, I don't see that much investment on this end. I still see investment, and it is matching yours. But when you throw in that, what you would call drive, I would call stubbornness, and just kind of pushing things. When you throw that in, it just takes things off balance here. From the balance that's found within the situation at this moment in time. Whoever this is potentially dealing with something a little bit painful, a little bit hard to deal with. But they're doing it. You know, they're there with it. For the connection, the Hierophant, the Queen of Wands, the Hangman. I'm not sure if this connection is experiencing something at this moment in time, a little... I can't tell if it's the connection or if it's two energies that are dealing with separate things, you know, which still form a connection, but because they're in their own individual journeys, I can't tell. Are they bringing it home into this dynamic or just keeping it to themselves? I think you might be bringing it with you. Because as far as the connection goes, I'm not seeing any big-ass issues or anything. I'm seeing little situations going on for you individually, you know. For you, like this sense of stubbornness and drive that you would call. It's a little deceptive, like chill. It's okay to be invested in something, but not... Because it shows up as almost trying to demonstrate something. Like, look at me, how invested I am here. Okay, we can see it. No, you have to see it. I see it. No, you have to really see it how I mean it. Okay, chill. You know, I see it. I see it. You don't have to... It's almost looking for validation at the end of the day. And this other energy is looking like they're struggling with something a little personal, maybe. I don't know, something painful. But as far as the connection goes, I'm not seeing necessarily issues, you know? I don't know. Unless we create them. From the universe for you, as a final advice, the Death card, the 4 of Cups, the 6 of Pentacles. Yeah, I think you're upset a little bit. You're probably like, you think? I think you're a little bit upset. I don't know what upset you here, but you're functioning from that upsetness. That's the edge I felt. I'm like, there's an edge to you, and I don't know where it's coming from. Because you're like, I'm done. And that is the only thing that's working right for this connection, is the fact that I'm done, and I'm upset, and that's it. Goodbye. Okay, you may be done. The situation may be done. I don't know. I'm telling you from an energetic perspective, no, nothing's done. Everything's right. Everything's balanced. If you push through from a place of I'm upset because who knows who did what, and because of that, fuck off, that's not fair to you. That's not fair to the whole situation. And you know that, even if you're upset. And you'll figure that one out as you go here. It's not gonna help anybody. But that's it for you. Moving on to Scorpio. Baba, did you have a bad dream? Or something? Because you didn't follow through. You just started and then... Oh. My slipper is still there in the middle of the... He's not, but my slipper is still there. Anyway, oh, yeah, I gotta pull up the couches here. Oi, Scorpio. Scorpio, you always throw me all sorts of... On your side, you got Knight of Wands, the Hangman, the Five of Swords. This is such a shit show, but it's so masked to the world, it's not even funny. So, you're showing me a sense of holding back, right? There's this energy that you're saying, oh my god, it's a magnet that I can't control, and I feel like I'm drawn to them all the fucking time, but I'm trying my best to hold it back. With that Five of Swords there, I'm not sure that that's true, that you are trying hard enough, or that you are holding back. I don't know. That's what you're saying, that's what I'm seeing. I don't know. But if you're trying, you're trying. But the energy that is attached to you, the devil, the high priestess, the Ten of Swords. When you see me scratching my head during a reading, it's not a good sign. That means something is so that it's either hard for me to find words for it, or it just makes me feel like crap. Well, in this case, it's both. This energy doesn't feel great. It feels quite manipulative. It's one of those, you know, I'm done. I'm gonna play with your emotions right now. I'm done with you. And you come to me begging and crying because why are you done with me? Because it doesn't make sense. Nobody did. And did I do something? I don't think I did something. No, I'm just done. Yeah. And then I'm not gonna speak to you for a little bit because, you know, why should I? And then I'll come back and say, hey, what's up? As if nothing happened. And that's nothing. That's just 5% of what this energy can do. It's just toying with somebody. And they know how to do it. That's the... Yeah. For the connection, the Three of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, the Sun. And what I hate about these types of situations is that on the surface, to the world, to friends, family, whoever, everything here looks fine. You're a strong partnership here. Strong, happy. Everything's couldn't be better. Bullshit. But anyways, let me see what the universe has as a final advice. The Two of Pentacles, the Strength card, the Nine of Swords. And it's been getting to you for a while, because it will. I mean, this type of an energy, it will. You know, you don't necessarily realize in the midst of being toyed with, you don't necessarily put it together. You know, it takes a while, sometimes months, sometimes years, until it actually hits you and you're like, oh shit. And then there's so much work that needs to be done from what's been done, that you've been in a place of fight or flight maybe for who knows how long, around this energy that you're dealing with. And at the end of the day, you're showing up as, I don't know what the fuck to do. You know, should I stay? Should I go? I don't know. What the fuck? hold on, because somebody's adding devices to my shit. No, I don't have time right now to look as I'm recording. Oh my god, I hate how these Apple situation just ties it all up together. I'm like, dude, I have my work phone, I have my... What the fuck is so hard to keep them separate unless I want them connected? No, they connect them all together. No. And then I have to go in there and take care of all the devices and all of it. Just keep them separate. And if we want togetherness, we'll give them togetherness. Anyways, moving on to Cancer. Somebody's playing with an iPhone in this household. And I think I know who it is. But like, I hope it's in this household. Because if not, I gotta talk to some neighbors. Like, what are you doing in my account? But anyways. Let's see, Cancer. On your side, you get 7 of Pentacles, a 2 of Pentacles, a 3 of Wands. You've reached a little bit of pause. So let's say you're going through life, right? And you're at a job that you love, and then at some point it's like you go to your job and you love it, but at some point you get to that, why the fuck am I doing this? Like, where is it getting me? What's my purpose? What's my, so there's a little bit of, hold on. Yeah, I love this, but like, why am I loving it? Like, what does it do for me, truly? And like, you're in a little bit of that energy where it's not your job necessarily, but I see you working on something and then at some point stopping with some existential crisis on your hands. Why the fuck am I even doing this? And you've been in this place for a minute, in this little bit of pause to ask yourself certain things. The energy attached to you, the Queen of Wands, the King of Swords, the Devil. Ooh, very controlling type of an energy, but very tricky because they use their charm a lot. So you wouldn't be able to tell, hey, they're very controlling. No, you'd be like, they're very charming. They cover it up with charm. Okay. I don't know who this is, but ooh, you water signs, you like to tangle with these energies of... Anyways, for the connection, the Moon, the 6 of Pentacles, the 5 of Wands. Something's not working out here. Well, yeah, tell me about it. Something's not working out. Even though it kind of feels like it does, it doesn't really. Something's not adding up. Well, I have no idea how the implication of this energy affects what you're doing there. Maybe whatever it is you're working on has to do with them too. And maybe you've stopped because you're like, why the fuck am I doing this? I don't know. But there's definitely a sense of a mismatch in energies here and frequencies where the frequencies are not... They're bumping heads. They used to work together until some point in which they stopped. Frequencies have grown apart, not together here. So something about this whole situation just doesn't work with you anymore. That's why the existential crisis around what the hell? What the hell am I doing? Why am I still here? Let me see what the universe has as a final advice. The Page of Cups, the 8 of Wands, the 8 of Cups. You're still here, but you are seeing ahead on the path that you're on, at least. So you're still here, you're still involved, just in the tiniest little bit, but then you're seeing ahead that in time you won't be here anymore within this... whatever this is. I kind of see this as a work environment, but it could be something else. Could be anything, but yeah, I still see you here, but you don't see a future here. Not anymore. You may have had in the past, but not now. Right now, the future is I'm not going to be here longer than I need to. But that's it. That is what we've got. Let's see what Blue says. Blue says he needs a haircut because, man, when we go out in the morning these days, it's like, oh my fucking god, it's like an oven out there. So super humid. But let me bring him over. Hold on. Come on, Bubba. Come on up, Bubba. Come on up. Let me check you on text. Do the daily check. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on, baby boy. Okay, come on up. Ooh, I can't. You're so heavy. Hold on, Lola. Hold on. Do you want to meet your saber tooth friend from my dream? Ooh. No, no, hold on. Bubba, how do you lean with all your might? You can't just lean like that, Bubba. Oh my god. I'm not made for 50 pounds, dog. I'm so fragile. Okay, I think he's good. You see his squirrelies. Let me check on text some more. Oh wow, was the squirrel like right in front of him? Like, these squirrels have gotten so fearless with the cats, but like, are they really gonna challenge a dog even through a window? Because he's gonna blast through that window one of these days. You remember Juno was there? Yeah, she's there. She moves, she's looking right into your eyes. I think he's smiling. You little creeper. Anyways, that's it. That's all I got. But love you guys, and I'll see you next time.